Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at patreon.com/inspired disorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Swipe up 150. This is the show where I talk about stories that I come across on Instagram, and I want to share them with you, along with my opinions, even though they may get me pulled off of YouTube because of sarcasm. I don't know. Let's get into it, shall we? Starting off with the Olympics are going on, Tokyo 2020. And the big story here is how much love and compassion is going on between athletes from different countries. We're living in a crazy time right now, obviously. I mean, some people pretend like we're not. Some people pretend like we're living in a completely different type of crazy time, like where people manufactured a global pandemic. Or you could be in the reality version of what's going on and understand that there's been an actual global pandemic, right? All of these countries aren't just going along with some fabricated thing that the Illuminati lizard people set up. There's an actual pandemic going on. And a lot of things have been canceled. So the fact that Tokyo Olympics is going on, even though maybe probably shouldn't be going on, considering the Delta variant, which is an even worse version of COVID, is spiking all over the world, and even there's some other new strain that's even worse that's out. I mean, things are just getting worse because people want to pretend. So maybe not the best time to be having the Olympics, but take advantage of the opportunity while you can. A lot of comics, go get that money as safely as possible while you can. These athletes got to get their money, got to get their exposure. I mean, it's the thing that they've trained for. It's not like there's professional cross-country runners, It's like this is like the big stage. But a lot of compassion, a lot of things, a lot of love that should be going on outside of the athletic sphere is being displayed here. And I've seen a bunch of different clips. There was the one where these two guys tied, and they decided to share the gold medal, which I didn't even know was a possibility. But yeah, there's a lot of great storylines of hope and love, which is fine. Sadly, athletes aren't, not all athletes, first off, are as compassionate, but, the love and compassion and goodwill that's shared between two athletes who have mutual admiration for each other doesn't necessarily translate into politics, global politics, and why politicians and governments do what they do. There's definitely no compassion in that. It's all posturing and dominance. So, which you would think posturing and dominance would be two things that you would find in athletic competition. But, yeah. I haven't watched any of the Olympics at all. A lot of records are being broken, which is kind of cool. But I've never really been into the Olympics. The times I've ever watched the Olympics is because I was around a TV that was on and showing them. But it's not that I was ever against the Olympics, just not something I really care about. I just don't. They're fun if they're on, but I'm not going to seek it out. There's nothing that, at this point, quite literally, there are no sports that I am in any kind of mood to check out or pursue as a fan. It's just not. I've just kind of cut all that stuff out. But I appreciate it. I appreciate what they're doing, and it's definitely still cool to see the clips. And I would watch it. It's not like I wouldn't like to watch it. It's just I probably have access to it through some streaming app, but I just don't care enough. But yeah, great love and compassion shown in the Olympics, which is great. Hopefully everybody is safe and not getting sick and all of that stuff. But yeah, I doubt. I'm sure there's a lot of people getting sick. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to some crazy news. Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the two dudes that brought us at this point, what, like 20 years of South Park, just signed a new deal with Paramount Plus to do South Park through season 30 and make 14 original made-for-streaming movies. I still love South Park. I dip in every once in a while and, see how relevant everything is. I mean, I think they handle what's going on in the world comedically probably better than any other show, as far as being able to, their turnaround of releasing episodes is amazing, and just I really do enjoy it. It's crazy that they are still able to do such high quality comedy consistently. And things have changed. The show's evolved, but I still enjoy it. I'm not as big of a fan. Like, I will go long periods of time before I go back and catch up. But when I do, I always enjoy it. I am more excited for the 14 original films that they're doing. I'm sure both Trey and Parker are excited to do something that's not South Park. Everything that they've done that isn't South Park, I have yet to see Book of Mormon. I would love to. It would be nice if they did a Hamilton style recording of that, or let them do a film adaptation. Maybe I would enjoy seeing. I haven't seen it. I heard it's great. I've listened to the soundtrack a few times back when Book of Mormon was kind of the hot new thing. But I never saw it. But Team America is amazing. Even the South Park movie is amazing. Before that, like, Basketballs was whatever, and it was fun. But I would totally excited to see what they do. Just their imaginations doing movies. I love it. And Paramount Plus, not a horrible service. I currently have access to it. I don't know how long I have access to it. Whoever's Amazon account I use, they subscribe. That's one of the extra channels they subscribe to, which there's some good stuff on Paramount Plus. I hate the ads. Hate them. They're not placed in the right places, and it's really painful to watch how horribly placed these ads are. But as far as content is concerned, they've got a lot of it, and it's that's the thing I'm most excited for, is the 14 movies that they're going to do, which is kind of crazy. Like, these guys, they've always had a career since South Park started. There was maybe one time where they fought with Viacom. I kind of remember something like that happening, maybe early 2000s, when they started their own website to show all their episodes for free. That was that was early in the streaming days. That was right when Netflix was just starting, or maybe right before Hulu. It was early when they did that, which was awesome. South Park .net or something like that. I forgot what the website was, but it was. I remember there a time where there was some. So they must have gotten paid. They must be getting huge paychecks, and I'm sure producer credits on everything, so they're getting a cut on everything that happens with that show. But yeah, super excited for what those guys come up with next, for sure. This is some ridiculousness on Long Island. Anyone who, quote unquote, seriously annoys a cop could be fined up to $50,000 in Long Island. So now, not only can the police murder innocent citizens without any repercussion, they can also now sue you for being seriously annoying, bro. Oh my God, you're seriously annoying. Stop. I'm a police officer. Stop being seriously annoying. Oh, I'm trying to murder somebody. Let me take his freedom. I'm going to put him in a cage. Stop. You're seriously annoying. Oh my God. I'm just trying to murder people. You're being so annoying. I'm going to sue you for $50,000. That's ridiculous. I'm just, you know, there's just a lot of states I have zero desire to ever go to because they have the most ridiculous laws. And it's crazy that the people who live in those places think that they have more freedom. You don't have more freedom in Texas because you can carry around a handgun. You have less freedom in Texas because having weed on you anywhere will throw you in a prison. You will lose your freedom because of weed, because of a plant that's never killed anybody in the history of humanity. One of the safest substances you can put in your body is extremely illegal in Texas still. But they think they're free. Free to die from COVID, that's for sure. Free to die from gun violence, that's for sure. Free to have your life taken away. I guess unless you're just a white dude. You know, white privilege in Texas is probably freedom, I guess, especially if you have money. Joe Rogan in Texas Joe Rogan, I mean, aside from actually killing people with his opinions on medicine and science and vaccines, like aside from the deaths that Joe Rogan has caused, spewing just propaganda science and telling people just the anti-vax nature of where Joe Rogan's at with his life, aside from the murders and the deaths that he's caused doing that, he could probably just go out and kill people. And the fact that he's a white dude in Texas with millions of dollars, they would probably dig the graves and hide the bodies for him. So whatever. Long Island, you can go shove it up your bunghole, bro. Nassau County, Long Island will soon have the right to sue anyone they accuse of harassing them over their choice of profession. Oh my gosh. So if like Costco employees start murdering people, you can't talk bad about them because they can sue you. That's stupid. That's so stupid. All right, let's move on. Something that's not stupid. It's just a little bit of trivia, a little bit of film trivia that I enjoyed, you know? So this one is from Slash Film. This is about the film Alien, the first in the franchise. It's kind of like a thriller, horror, space, indie kind of a film. I love it, even though some of the effects don't hold up. But the main effect from that movie, to get an authentic reaction, the cast wasn't told that real animal blood and guts were being used in the chest burster scene or how much it would be splatter or how much it would splatter, which is great. There's a lot of like stories of movies that use that kind of don't tell actors what's about to happen in order to acquire a more authentic reaction, like the scene in Die Hard where Hans Gruber's like hanging on by the watch, and then he unclips the watch, and then Hans Gruber goes falling down the side of the building. Like Hans Gruber didn't know he was going to be dropped when he dropped, so the reaction in his face was an authentic reaction. So it's cool to hear that the alien burster scene, which is one of the most famous scenes in that movie, aside from like the scene where it's like Sigourney Weaver and then you have the alien face and there's smaller alien face coming at her. That's a pretty epic scene. The face huggers that are kind of similar to the starfish in the Suicide Squad. Yeah, but cool. It's a movie that I haven't watched. I watched the whole franchise a few years ago, and Alien is definitely. it's sad that franchise, James Cameron did the second one. He did Aliens, and he turned a kind of a quiet thriller horror movie, sci-fi horror film. He took that and he just turned it into sci-fi action. And then all of the Alien films are just kind of sci-fi action until like these newer ones with like Prometheus and stuff, which are just garbage, like overproduced, underwritten spectacles that just aren't very good. But yeah, Alien is very, very kind of a simple movie that with big, big impact. Despite the end, there's again some bad puppetry. Not the puppetry wasn't bad, but the look of it doesn't hold up quite a bit. But that's it. Let's do some shout outs and get out of here, shall we? Shout out to ABC News, shout out Movie Facts, shout out Vice News, and shout out Slash Film. But most importantly, shout out to you. Get yourself some amazing coffee over at stationhousecoffee.com and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. That's your place for small batch, single origin, premium coffee brewed in Thetford Center, Vermont, shipped directly to you. Go now to stationhousecoffee.com and order yourself some amazing coffee. And don't forget to follow Station House Coffee. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!